So I've talked a little in some of my other videos about adding staff and tracking activity and assigning work to staff. This is where you assign work to staff. First, I have to have a job to do and a client to do it for. In this case, Fox and Hound Trucking just sent me their trip logs for last quarter, so we'll start there. I want to make sure I've chosen the right client from the drop-down menu, and then I can click In Progress. And we're going to start here by clicking Add New. Then I can see in this drop-down menu the various work types. I have a few things to assign for this customer, so I'm just going to start with the data entry. The date received here will always be the system date, so that's already filled in for you. Now this guy finally got me all his records from last quarter, and he sent them all at once. So I'm going to have the start dates and end dates here be the previous quarter. That way I know I have the trip logs for the whole quarter. If he were to send me something each week, I would want to use the start date and end date on the trip log itself. And that way I'll know right away if there's a gap, like if I missed a fax or an email from him. I'll be able to see it in these dates. Now I'm going to use today's date for the assigned date, and I'm going to leave the completed date blank because the work isn't done yet. When it is done, whoever I assign this to should come back into this page and enter the date it was completed so that everybody knows the job is done and how long it took. Build date here is fun because I don't bill for trip logs, so I'm going to leave this date and the checkbox that goes with it both blank for now. We'll come back to it in a minute. And since I haven't delivered the work to the customer yet, I'll leave that date blank also. Next is the description. This is pretty cool. When I assign this to someone on staff and click the button here to send email, they're going to get an email with whatever details I put in the description box, plus whatever else is entered here. So I might say nothing because the work type, client, and dates are enough, or I might let them know something that the client told me, like their odometer broke. I can put in anything or nothing, and it will both be saved for future reference here and be sent to the staff members on email that I assign the work to. So that's pretty cool. So I've got a note here that the odometer broke 8/16/2015. And I'm going to assign this to Eric, send the email. You see it says successfully sent there, and then save the record. Now since I got the whole quarter all at once, I'm also going to assign the tax return to Eric. So it's the same basic procedure as before. We're going to add new. We're going to choose tax return this time. Our start date is going to be the same, 07/01/2015 to 9/30/2015. I'm going to assign it today. I'm still going to leave the completed date blank because it's not completed yet. But here's the big difference from what I did last time. I don't bill for data entry, remember, but I do bill for tax returns. So no matter what kind of system you use for your accounts receivable, this is probably going to come in handy. I haven't billed for this yet, so I'm not going to enter the bill date, but I am going to check the billable checkbox. Now when I go to the reports page, I can pull a report for anything billable that hasn't been billed yet. So when I want to double check my AR, I have a handy dandy list to work from. Pretty neat, right? Now because everyone on staff has full rights to the website, anyone can assign work to anyone else. And anyone can come in and edit the record and say when the work is done, or billed, or delivered to the client. It's all open, editable, and available, except for the receive date. Now there are a ton of reports that can be generated off the data entered on this page, but nothing here is required. It's just a system we designed to help you manage your business. You can check the reports page for more details about reports and how to get them, and to help you decide what kind of data you want to enter here. The last thing I'll say about this page is that it's great for assigning individual work to an individual staff member. But as you've probably figured out, it's not great when you want to assign something for all of your clients, like renewals, for example. You wouldn't want to have to generate each one of those individually by client, right? Good news, you don't have to. When there's a large task like renewals or 2290s or UCRs, and you want to assign them to all or most of your clients all at once, check out the renewals page. That will allow you to assign work in bulk.